हरे कृष्णा नाम प्रभु की जय. So we'll speak, give an orientation for the next 3 sessions of 16 rounds into 3 of Japa Yajna for the Ekadashi. Many of you have already several times attended this session. It is always good to again and again remind oneself about the background understanding that is required in order to worship this Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So, Japa is worship of the Supreme Personality of Godhead in His Nama form, and He is present before us to receive the worship. And the worship consists of chanting and hearing the full Mahamantra once. And Japa is a repetition of this continuous seva, one seva after another seva, after another seva, after another seva. And as I explained, Krishna is before us. Worship is a relationship. Through the worship is a relationship of the worshipper with the worshipped through the process of worship. So, anytime we are engaged in Japa, we should know in the background what we are doing or what is happening. I, as a Jiva, as a tiny living entity who is part and parcel of Krishna, I am directly worshipping Him, because there is no difference between Krishna and His name. Even the sound that we utter becomes Krishna, because or Krishna becomes that sound because the Lord enters that sound as the Shabda Avatara. And any time Lord takes any avatara in this material world, whether it is the holy name or it's the deity, then the Lord, by His omnipotency, becomes the deity, becomes the sound. There is no need for us to think that who is before me is Krishna or is not Krishna. No doubt. Because the Lord is omnipotent. When He decides to come in any of His energies, that is called Shakti Aveshanama. Shakti Aveshanama becomes as good as the Nama himself. Just for us to give access to us, He appears in a way in which one of our senses can touch Him. That is the avatara. One or more of our senses can touch Him, can associate with Him. Just like deity, by the form, through the eyes, we can associate with Him, touch Him. Similarly, through sevas, starting with that. Similarly, hearing also. Chanting and hearing is a method by which we can touch the Nama Avatara who is Krishna Himself. So basically, we have to understand that the purpose of Japa is to worship, and Lord being pleased by my attention touch, I am getting association of the Lord. The Lord is a person, is a person of unlimited love, unlimited bliss, unlimited knowledge, most brilliant, most intelligent, and source of unlimited existence. So Krishna, the person whom you are worshipping, when you are chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, is directly the Lord who is unlimited love. The very fact that he is taken avatara for me shows how much he loves the living entities who want him or who wants to love him. How much he comes towards them. So, continuously one should be very much aware that you are in the midst of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and His unlimited energies. Krishna can never be separated from His energies. Wherever a person is there, his energy is also there. So wherever Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead, He is like a sunshine, sun and sunshine. Unlimited Satchidananda and unlimited Satchidananda energies are coming from Him. So personal association with Nama Prabhu is also another purpose of Japa, and that happens by attentive hearing. This one worship is so powerful in Kali Yuga that it gives all the effect of all other kinds of worship simply by chanting this Hare Krishna Mahamantra or any name of the Lord. Nam Akari Bahuda Nija Sarva Shakti. In Kali Yuga means Krishna Nama is his avatara. So, we have devised this soulful japa in a manner in which if you practice, you will be always conscious of Krishna when you are doing japa. Nama and Nami. Nami is a person whose name is Nama. Nama, Nami. So wherever there is Nama, there is Nami also. In the material world, if I call my friend's name, his presence will not be here. Because he is a finite living entity. But God, moment you call His name, because He is omnipotent, immediately He is present here as much as He is present anywhere, everywhere. So when we are doing our japa, Krishna is on each of our tongue. Wherever in the world anybody is doing japa, that time also Krishna is on their tongue, ready to be taken through the ears into our heart and purify ourselves. The purification happens just like how when a piece of iron is put in the fire, due to association of fire, the iron gets heated and it becomes red hot and it gains the qualities of fire. Similarly, by chanting Hare Krishna, bead after bead, continuously associating with Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead in His Nama form, Satta, Chitta and Ananda energy flows into our heart. Just like the iron becomes red hot, similarly, we feel a sense of total completeness in love, completeness in pleasure, completeness in knowledge, completeness in power, completeness in existence, the material world, nobody feels complete. Therefore, he is running after creating completeness in his heart. But that completeness is due to lack of something. Lack of completeness is due to lack of something. So if whatever you lack, suppose a glass is half full, the glass will feel incomplete. You pour water fully, when glass is full, you'll feel full, isn't it? Similarly, continuously our heart is seeking completeness. That completeness we can feel only in association with the supreme complete whole, Krishna. If your glass is, suppose you have 3 glasses, Sat liquid in one, Chit liquid, Ananda liquid in one. According to our karma, you see different degrees of these are in our glass. And that is never satisfying. Always, in every living in the material world, is trying to feel a sense of completeness of Satta, Chitta and Ananda. And that Ananda, that completeness never comes without association. Because we are part and parcel of Krishna, we disconnected from Krishna. So simply we are running after fake Satta, Chitta and Ananda. Even a drop of real Satchidananda is not there. So as soon as we associate with Krishna, our glass becomes full. Sat, Chit and Ananda. We feel sense of completeness, satisfaction. Suprasiddhati, Ayatma, Suprasiddhati, completely satisfied. But all these effects you will get only if you are connecting with the Nama. Connecting with the Nama is not just chanting. Connecting with the Nama is that you should hear what you are chanting. And that is mindful chanting. Mindful chanting means the mind cannot be anywhere else other than chanting and hearing, chanting and hearing, and chanting and hearing. This is mindful hearing, mindful chanting. Mindful chanting is basic requirement for connection with, like the iron put in the fire. When you do mindful japa, then your heart is in the fire of Satchidananda. If you are not hearing, you are outside the fire of Satchidananda, even though the fire of Satchidananda is on your tongue. It is not entering your heart through the ears. And that is where our incompleteness, each of our incompleteness of Satchitananda is felt where? It is felt in the heart. Body, mind, all material, soul is seated in the heart. The soul is feeling this lack of completeness. So everything in life, everything that we need, maybe not what we desire. We may desire so many things which are not, which will not bring completeness to us. Everything that we need to feel completeness, we simply surrender to Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And in this way, we can wake up our Krishna consciousness. First, cleansing of the heart happens by this hearing. Satta, Chitta and Ananda evaporates. Asat, Achit and Nirananda. All impurities. Just like light dissipates darkness, darkness vanishes. Similarly, when you associate with the Hare Krishna sound, Krishna, Nama, Nami, in the sound form, you will see that in our heart, all these illusions about this material world will simply evaporate. Sat evaporates, Asat Truth exposes falsity. Sat is truth. Chit and achit. Chit replaces achit, all ignorance, mistaken ideas. Ananda, all wrong pleasure beliefs. What constitute my pleasure? All those beliefs will also replaced by real belief. My real pleasure is Krishna. My real pleasure is association with Krishna. My real pleasure is service to Krishna. My real soul's pleasure is loving Krishna. All those things will be established in the heart simply by taking the Nama into the heart through the years, mantra after mantra after mantra after mantra after mantra. So we have devised a systematic way of training our mind for mindful japa and soulful japa. And mindful japa is a training to chant and hear that very chant. Don't leave any chanting without hearing. Attentive chanting means hearing. The moment you give attention, then you hear. So we have, when we do chanting, we have a background mind which tells our foreground mind, chanting, hearing mind and directing mind we have. So japa means not only chanting, hearing, from the background you are directing. Hear that chant. Hear that very chant. Link up every chanting with hearing. Otherwise mind will go on chanting and it will go on you'll go on, foreground mind will be chanting and also slowly it will start thinking of something else, and then foreground mind will not be chanting but only our unconscious mind will be chanting, auto mind will be chanting. How fast we want to progress in our spiritual life, how fast we want to go to Krishna, how fast we want to please Krishna, is all in our hands. How less we want to please Krishna, how fast we want to please Krishna. So much of absoluteness is there in our free will. If you take the tapasya to chant, just like we do this japa yajna, the Lord is very much pleased. We are trying to do quantity 64 rounds, along with quality. So the quality of japa is the quality of your mindful japa and soulful japa. So mindful japa is to train our mind, chant and hear that very sound with the background consciousness of the purpose of japa, the direction of japa, how we should do japa, everything. So both the foreground mind and background mind should be involved in japa. That is mindful japa. Once you locked your attention, every chanting, hearing, you get a taste. You don't have to direct anymore from your mind. Only first round you have to direct your mind to hear everything that you chant. So first few beads, once you connect, chanting and hearing, when they are together, it will bring a chesta, ruchi, a relish, wanting to do more and more, wanting to chant here more and more. So that, once that starts off, then we can go into soulful japa. Soulful japa means in the background mind, just like The first mala, background mind, is giving direction, making you aware of the purpose of japa, making you aware of the skill that is required to link up chanting and hearing. The same way, you have to train your mind. You are doing mindful japa. With mindful japa, your background, different bhavanas. Shraddha bhavana. With faith that Krishna is before me. Bhavana means it's a feeling. So with different feelings, we have to do mindful japa. Mindful japa with Shraddha, mindful japa with Preeti. Mindful japa is basic. Mindful japa with Utsa, with Hrishtam or Hritpurvaka japa. Mindful japa with Ahlada, joy that Lord is before me. And Utsaha japa, mindful japa with Utsaha, enthusiasm to do more and more and more. Happily, enthusiasm means happily, joyfully want to do more and more. These are all feelings that we have to give during japa to Nama Prabhu. Not simply do it, chant Hare Krishna mechanically, without personal feelings. Once you know, once you have Shraddha, Krishna is before you, automatically Preeti will come. Because we don't have Shraddha, then Preeti doesn't come. So Shraddha is, they are in a particular sequence. Most of basic bhavana, basic soulful japa means mindful plus Shraddha. Without Shraddha, then you're not even aware that it is Krishna. What are you doing? Mechanically, you'll be doing something. So Shraddha is the first bhavana. As soon as you feel Krishna is before you, you will feel his Preeti. So with Preeti, we should also offer chanting and hearing seva with Preeti. Hritpurvaka japa, happily, what a great opportunity. With happiness, you should chant. With bliss, with joy, you should hear. What is the opposite of happiness? Chanting. Oh, I have to somehow finish my rounds, like a burden. So that's not chanting from the heart. Hrit Purvaka japa. Shraddha japa, then Preeti japa, then Hrit Purvaka japa. After Hrit Purvaka japa, Ahlada japa. Some wonderful personality Krishna has come before you. How much Ahlada you should have. With Ahlada you should do japa. And this Ahlada and Hrit Purvaka become genuine if Shraddha becomes deep. How you see Shraddha is so, suppose God came before you, you'll be so happy. But that is before, when he comes before your eyes. But when God has come before you in your sound, it's the same thing. Why we are not feeling? Because lack of Shraddha. We should deepen our Shraddha. No doubt you should have that Krishna sound is Krishna himself. Then Hrit Purvaka japa, Ahlada japa, Utsaha japa, bead after bead. Japa is not just chanting one unit, repeating. That is seva. 1 mala, 2 mala, 3 mala, 4 mala. So japa, like in Japa Yajna, 64 malas we are offering. So that has to be done in a particular mood. Oh, so much I had to do. Oh, so much I had to do. Till now, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock I had to do. That is not Utsaha. Utsaha means, yes, I want to do more. Even at 4 o'clock you say, oh, over, I wanted to eat more. I wanted to drink more. I want to drink more. Then utsaha. So you should chant and hear with utsaha. And sambandha. Every bead is a relationship. No more mechanical chanting. Chanting, hearing, and you are relating with the Lord. Different feelings of relationship starts with Sharanagati, surrender, taking shelter of the Lord, Charanashya, Kripa Peksha, begging for mercy from Krishna, chanting with feeling of humility, chanting and hearing with feeling of gratitude to the Lord for maintenance, protection, having full confidence, feeling protected, feeling maintained, feeling dependent on the Lord. Gratitude to the Lord for everything, Kritajñarpana, then Kshama Apeksha, begging forgiveness from the Lord, Oh, you have come before me, but I have been so neglectful. I have no devotion and my heart is hard like a stone. I am chanting, but my heart is like a stone, not feeling your presence, not surrendering. Mechanically chanting, please forgive me for my offenses. And then the last 16 mala is Seva Apeksha. Chant and hear, begging for devotional service. Chant and hear, begging Nama Prabhu for better chanting and hearing, to improve your quality of chanting and hearing. In this way, 16 malas, 16 bhavanas we practice. These cards keep flipping up here, and one after the other, those who have read these cards many times, and there is a method called 4RR method. 4 kinds of read and recall, read and reflect, read and ruminate, read and relate. 4 steps. You take one particular card, you read and recall many times, repeatedly read and recall. Then it goes into your subconscious mind. Then during japa that bhavana will come out. That training you have to do, not during japa time. Learning japa is not only by doing japa. Preparing for japa is also learning how to do japa. Your background mind has to be prepared for a quality of japa. Background mind can be prepared only if your subconscious mind is prepared. So this 4R method is method of how to take each of these bhavanas into our subconscious, so that during japa, without any effort, all the Shraddha, Preeti, Utsaha, Sambandha, Charanashya, Kripapeksha, everything will start manifesting in the background. As I told you, finally soulful japa is what? Mindful japa plus bhavana in the background. And it becomes soulful japa. In this way, japa is not a mechanical exercise. Japa, you will realize that japa means I am spending 2 hours directly with Krishna and not with anybody else. That is a perfection of soulful japa. So let us start now the second set of 16 rounds. And Prabhupada is Because I told you mindful japa is basic. Prabhupada will come every few minutes and he will sell the golden command, he will give chant and hear that very chant. So that whatever you are hearing, that should be in the heard, what you are hearing Prabhupada is saying, or what I say, now and then I will prompt something. Don't stop your chanting and hearing. You should, in the background mind, you should hear. Whatever you understand, it's enough. In the background mind, you hear that without stopping your chanting and hearing with the foreground mind. So what I speak, what Prabhupada speaks, is speaking on behalf of your background mind. You adopt that as your voice. You adopt my voice as your voice, telling your mind. Prabhupada chant and hear that very chant. You tell, whatever Prabhupada is telling, you should tell to your mind. So you are giving your background mind to Prabhupada, and Prabhupada is saying that you simply absorb that and tell. And increase the quality of your japa. Just like as you are doing japa, mindful japa, I said, Bhajatam Priti Purvakam. Chant with Priti. You hear in your background mind, whatever you know about Priti, practice that next few beats. Or I say, chant and hear and don't think. Then you implement, you tell yourself that what I said. In other words, I am becoming your background mind. Hare Krishna, Nama Prabhu ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Let us start the second set. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna